Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. No professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your game master, and here's what happened last time. Gwenlaren joined Athgarr as he held vigil at his father's bedside in the Temple of Pharos. The rest of the four began checking on the site of Gwen's capture a year back in the desert to see if it would work as a site for training the orcs. They discovered it to be in tatters and still being closely monitored by individuals suspected to be Jogravonans. Courtesy of Sekuthos, Gwen was witness to a vision granted to Athgarr, where he found himself on a grassy plain filled with giant felines and met one who shifted into a man named Jonah. Jonah spoke to Athgarr as someone who knew Lord Tremaine very well, and assured the young man that his father would be well in his afterlife, which would be experienced in that place. Jonah also revealed that Tremaine's antipathy toward Gwen was rooted in Gwen's similarity of personality to Athgar's grandmother. Upon awakening, Lord Tremaine had passed away, leaving the future of Thunder's Edge uncertain. At that point, Gwen rejoined the four, and Athgarr left the temple to seek out Aerolacus. Meanwhile, Aerolacus arrived at the temple and briefed the group on how the succession of leadership would occur in Thunder's Edge. The priests of Pharos began the initial funeral rites, the high priestess of Pharos letting everyone know the rituals and spells that they would be performing and casting. Oloric contacted Zorith through the Sending Stones, telling her that Athgarr was at the Wrath, and he was drinking alone. Gwen departed to join Athgarr, who was more nursing a single ale than actually drinking, and trying to decide what his next step should be. The couple settled on a plan to speak to some of the Lion Clan elders and test their feelings toward a slight departure from tradition in Thunder's Edge. Aribell, Tasha, and Zorith headed to Aerolacus' office, where Sten was trying to take down his scattered instructions. He helped those assembled understand what to expect, and the three adventurers came up with a plan to help Athgarr, including Tasha departing to craft a quintet of songs about Athgar's accomplishments. And that is where we pick up this evening. So we will begin with Gwen and Athgarr, who have arrived at a relatively modest-looking home for a home in the Outer Enclave. Athgarr walks to the door and knocks. Waits. Knocks again, a little louder. And a voice says, "Come in if you're coming in. Jeez." She's home.
Shall I wait out here?
No. Absolutely not. She intimidates the hell out of me.
Should I plan to rough her up?
I don't think that will get us what we're ultimately after.
Just trying to lighten the mood a bit.
All right. And he opens the door and steps in. You've had some experience, Gwen, with the clan. This feels like older clan. It's decorations and fashion that went out at least a generation ago. But here, it's like you've stepped back a generation. And as you're standing there, sort of taking it all in, an older face, sun-worn, kind of sharp features, long, loose, white hair, pokes around a corner. Oh, Athgarr. Come on in. I'll be with you in just a minute. He brought a girl. Ducks her head back. Oh, this is going to go splendidly.
I did ask if you wanted me to wait outside.
Well, let's go in. The room that both of you enter is clearly some sort of parlor, a place set up to receive guests. The furniture is well kept. It's a little worn. I mean, it's obviously older, but still in decent shape. It's very clean. Something that you know full well is difficult because, living in the desert, sand gets everywhere. But this room is immaculate. And you barely have time to make yourselves comfortable on a small couch when the woman whose head you saw walks back in. She's easily over 6 feet tall, moves with a very willowy grace, and she's dressed in a loose flowing robe of green with gold trim around the neck and the cuffs and the hem. And she walks right over to Athgarr, leans down, gives him kind of a brusque hug, kind of looks you up and down once, Gwen, and then walks over and sits down in a chair that's clearly sort of her throne in this room. May I introduce one of the elders of the Lion Clan? This is Sheven Goldenmane. Heh, Goldenmane. Ought to change my name to Snowmane. I've been golden for 2 decades. Nevertheless. Yes. So, and she gestures to Gwen. This is Gwen Lauren Duneshadow, also a member of the Lion Clan. Yes, I know that. Why'd you bring her? She...
I could wait outside while you take care of clan business.
No, dearie, don't worry about that. You're clan too. He doesn't seem real certain what your relationship is, though. Athgar's turning red. It's relatively new.
I know him from work.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
So, you're one of the 4.
I am.
Heard about you all.
He's been traveling with us for some time.
Yep. Been paying attention. Keeping track of him. Sounds like he might have grown up.
He has been a very valuable ally as we have completed many difficult, adventures, missions, always representing the clan.
She looks right at Athgarr. So is she being nice or is she telling the truth? Well, I hope I have been helpful. I've been traveling with them for some time and I've tried to carry my weight.
Few people would describe me as nice.
I like her. Few people describe me as nice either. That's not true. Many people describe you as nice. Yeah, if I can hear them. It's when they don't think I can hear them. Well, you are a very strong personality. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect from a bard. Well, it's true. Yeah, it's also a polite way of saying that I'm a bitch. But I'm okay with that. Because I am.
Formidable.
That's good too. Wait. This is the one your dad didn't like.
You've got it.
Yes. Well, now I like her even more.
It's true we didn't always see eye to eye.
Yeah, well, Athgarr knows. I don't have a real high opinion of his father. My sister tried to convince his mother not to marry him. She didn't listen.
Oh. I didn't realize that you are kin as well as clan.
We don't really pay attention to the kin. It's all just clan. Although, he is my sister's grandson. And I'll admit, not supposed to pay attention to it, but it is one of the reasons I kinda keep my eye on you. Really? But you're an elder. Right, so I can get away with it. Well, that actually works as a nice segue into why we're here. We have been discussing how to respond to my father's passing, and I needed to sort of sound out my idea because it, at least in my knowledge, violates the procedures of the clan for such things. Ah, right. You want to see if you can get away with something that we don't normally do? Uh-huh. All right. I'll listen to your proposal. On one condition. Of course. I want to meet the other three. The rest of the four? Yes. I want to see what kind of company you've been keeping. I mean, I've heard the stories, but stories. I want to take my own measure. All right.
Shall I send for them?
Maybe neutral territory somewhere. How do you feel about the Outer Enclave? Gonna take me slumming, huh? All right. Where are we going? The Ivory's Wrath? Ooh. That's with that handsome blue fellow, isn't it? Never been in there, but I've seen him. We can go there. Are you sure? He's still working there, right? Yes. Then, yep, we can go there. That's just fine with me. All right. May I contact them? How else are you going to get in there? All right. So, Athgarr begins humming and casts Sending to Aribell. Gwen and I are speaking with a clan leader of the Lion Clan. She would like to meet the rest of the four. Can you meet at the Ivory's Wrath in half an hour?
We'll see you there.
They will meet us in half an hour. Oh, good. I should probably put on something else. I'm not wearing anything under this. Oh, that's really more than I needed to know.
Sounds very freeing and comfortable.
Yep. Just makes people a little bit squirrely, like that one. Still haven't grown out of that, have you, boy? Apparently not.
It's a work in progress.
And you're helping.
Helping, hindering, hampering. At least 2 of the 3.
Good. I'd be interested to find out why Tremaine didn't like you. I'm sure whatever it was, it'll make me like you better. Not that I don't like you already.
I believe I might have reminded him of someone.
She kind of pauses and looks at you for a minute. Huh. I think I know who.
Oh?
You reminded him of his mother-in-law. This is gonna be fun. All right, boy, go. Get us a place. Meet you there. Of course.
I stand when he does.
All right. And she's already turned and walked into another room, and you can hear her muttering, "Gotta dress nice for the blue fellow."
Oh my god, that's so funny.
We'll just let ourselves out? I guess that's okay.
Well, she didn't throw you out.
She never has. But I'd rather face Jogrovanans, to be honest.
She doesn't seem so bad.
This is your first time meeting her. I've known her all my life. And all my life, every conversation has left me feeling like I've disappointed her somehow. So...
Well, I am sure we can find a way to impress her.
that would be something.
Well, just think of the things we've managed to pull off so far.
But
We
will
fought
it
Jogravanan in any number of places. We fought Thwilnu underwater. I mean...
Yes, and those were all challenges, but will they impress Sheven? That I do not know.
Oh, I think between you and Tasha, you can spin a clever tale.
Yes, those don't work. She's been listening to me spin clever tales all my life. I've recounted stories to her. So, maybe Tasha, but she's got my number.
Well, I haven't seen Tasha fail yet.
You just had to say that.
Have a little faith.
I have faith that pales in comparison to the fear.
Well, let's go. We should at least forewarn them.
All right. All right.
So after
No, go ahead.
I had a blank look on my face, I turned to Tasha and Zori and tell them that Athgarr summoned us.
Wow. Already getting big for his britches, isn't he?
Supposed to go to the Ivory Wrath and meet someone.
Really? Who?
He said the leader of the line. Or what did he say to me?
A clan elder.
One of the clan elders.
You see Aerolacus kind of blanch. Which one?
I think he just said a clan elder. Wanted to meet us.
Who would he have gone to? Sten kind of goes, Sheven? Oh, probably. Watch yourselves.
Okay.
She's a sharp old biddy.
I'm sure she would appreciate you calling her a biddy.
Nah. We've faced off before. I held my own. Which, dealing with her is victory. So.
Alright. Well,
yeah, just
try not to cause any problem.
Well, just be forewarned. She's not subtle.
Okay.
Or really polished in any way.
I mean, what's subtle?
Okay.
Appreciate the heads up. We will endeavor to help Athgar's cause, not hurt it.
Well, good luck. If you can actually get her on the boys' side, that'll be good. Because she's somebody nobody in the clan wants to face off against. So if she comes out for something, it would have to be really major for somebody else to try to argue with her about it.
Would she be inclined to support Athgarr?
I don't know. Traditionally, she hasn't seemed all that impressed. But she's known him his entire life.
She doesn't know new Athgarr.
Probably not.
Well, for meeting at the Wrath, Tasha, perhaps, if we get there, he said a half hour. If we get there sooner, maybe you can be singing one of your new songs when they arrive.
Sounds fun.
If Oloric doesn't have anyone else performing tonight.
Let's go. I bring my lute.
All right. It doesn't take long for you to get from the keep to the Ivory's Wrath. About 5 minutes. You're waved through the Inner Enclave gate with a kind of a smile and a nod from the guards. And from the gate, it's just less than 60 seconds to the door to the Wrath.
So I go up to the front and see if anybody's performing.
Okay. Inside, it's relatively quiet. There's a few tables with people. There is no one performing. Oloric comes out from the kitchen carrying food, walks over, delivers it to a table, and turns around and notices you walking in and stops and smiles kind of sadly.
Why the sad smile?
I'm just sorry that it had to be something like this to bring you back.
Yeah.
How is Athgarr? He and Gwen left. I
They're
didn't
on
get to
their-
talk to him.
They're on their way back with one of the elders, Sheven.
Nope, we don't know who it is yet.
Oh, we don't? Okay. With one of the elders. We're meeting them.
One of the Lion Clan elders?
Yes.
Oh my.
But I was
I don't think I've ever had the honor of having one of the elders.
I put
In
my hand
here.
on his arm. I said, "This place is fine."
this place is wonderful.
I suddenly could wish it was cleaner.
Well, I mean, something can always be cleaner, can't it?
When are they arriving?
Any moment now.
Then it's not going to get any cleaner tonight.
That's correct. Would you mind if I performed?
Never. It's always
Okay.
such a treat, and it brings in business. So there's
I have
that,
new
too.
songs.
Really?
5 of them.
My goodness.
I've been busy.
Clearly. Oh, and don't mind that. And he gestures, and he's got a couple sort of like kitchen nook windows, like, panels, and then slightly slanted panels with a little, seating space. And there is a huge raven sitting on the cushion, dipping its beak into a tankard.
What's that about?
I can only assume that it belongs to one of our guests. It's very polite.
Okay.
It flew in, stopped on the bar, dropped a gold piece, and tapped on a bottle.
Ah,
And then it flew over there, so I brought it a glass of what was in the bottle, and it's been sitting over there, apparently drinking it.
wow. That's
Maybe-
really neat.
Might be a druid.
Could be.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I thought perhaps it was a spellcaster's familiar.
That's possible too.
How big is it?
It's a full-sized raven.
Oh, okay.
So, is big.
Where is it sitting?
It is sitting on the basically the windowsill on the other side of the room from the bar.
I'll walk over to the bird. And say hello.
Ah!
Have we met? Okay. Guess not. Let's sit down at our table. If no one's there.
No. There's only about a third of the tables filled at this point. And the one you normally sit at is one of the empty ones.
Well, I sit down.
What can I get you?
Ooh. Just an ale.
All right. Zorith?
Hard cider.
Absolutely. And I assume tea for Aribell?
Yes, please.
I'll be right back. It's probably about this time that Athgarr and Gwen come walking in. Gwen, make a perception check. Ooh.
Ooh?
Yeah, crappy. Well, still, it's enough. Athgarr rolled a 4.
Yeah, but he has a really high one.
21.
Okay. Gwen, you spot it before he does, but you spot the raven across the room. And almost immediately, you see Athgarr turn his head and kind of double take. Is that bird drinking?
Appears to be. Do I see Oloric?
Yeah, he's behind the bar pouring drinks.
I'll go over and say, "Good evening. Who's your feathered friend?"
Oh. I don't know. But as I was just telling Zorith and Tasha and Aribell, whoever or whatever it is, it's very polite. It came in and dropped payment on the bar and made clear what it wanted and then flew there. And I brought it the drink it indicated, and it's been sitting there ever since. It didn't get here much before you all did.
Would you mind if I introduced myself?
As long as the bird doesn't mind.
Can Aerolacus shapeshift? Polymorph?
I don't know.
So he knew we were coming. I just wondered.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen him do it,
Okay.
but I suppose it's possible. I mean, can Zorith cast polymorph?
Not yet, but he's higher than me. I don't think I can.
I think polymorph's only like
Maybe.
5th level. I just don't know if sorcerers get it.
I don't know. Does polymorph, though, make you... I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's just worth
polymorph changes your intelligence to the form you take.
Oh, okay. So probably not then.
Ooh, it is 4th level,
Okay.
Probably not then.
and it only lasts an hour.
Right.
Okay.
Oloric stops, or finishes pouring the drinks, sits the tray on the bar, walks around the bar, walks up to Athgarr and just takes him by the arms. I didn't have time to say before, but I'm so sorry. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Of course. Anything you need. Thank you. You're a good friend. Well, what would the two of you like to drink? I'm taking these to your companions.
I'll stick with something non-alcoholic for this interview. So I'll take a cider if you have it.
Do you know who it is that's coming?
We do.
Sheven. Oloric turns a slightly lighter shade of blue. Oh my. Yes, my sentiments exactly. Athgarr, what would you like to drink? Wine. Very well. If you will join your friends, I'll get those poured and bring them right over.
I'll be there in just a moment. And I cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And I turn to the Raven.
Okay.
And
It's across the
say-
room.
Okay, well then I'll cross the room.
Okay.
I'll stand back a respectful distance and say, "Good evening."
Well, aren't you the clever one?
That's a familiar sounding voice. What brings you here this evening?
Well, it is a familiar sounding voice, but it's a voice you just heard for the first time about half an hour ago.
Yes.
Well, I told you this was where we were going to, where I was going to come and meet you.
I didn't expect to see you in this form.
Easier to get here. And, quite honestly, no one pays attention to a bird in this town. I assume they've been in here before.
We usually not at the bar with a drink.
All right, I might have been pushing it just a little bit, but he figured out what I wanted. He's smart
Indeed.
and cute.
He's a good friend.
Really? How good?
Not that good.
So I've got a shot.
I think anyone that can change into a raven and come in and order a drink has as much opportunity as anyone. I think that you might as well give it your best shot. Although
Do you happen to know how old he is?
I don't, but I do know that he is rather fond of someone.
Oh. Drat. Always late.
But if you'd like, I would be happy to carry your drink over to our table and give you escort if you'd like.
Nah. That's all right. I was going to watch for a little while longer, but I guess that cat's out of the bag. And now, what are the rest of you doing? Are the rest of you, like, watching this interaction? All you're hearing is cawing back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. Sitting at the table and kind of keeping an eye on it.
Watching,
Not staring, yeah.
Right.
watching Tasha, watching the interaction, both.
I haven't started playing yet.
You're muted.
Okay, watching Tasha walk up to the thing, too.
I haven't started playing yet. I haven't started playing yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I know.
The raven hops off the windowsill and immediately begins to swell and morph until standing there is a 6'2", sharp-featured woman with long, flowing white hair, dressed in a black, feathered dress.
Wow.
What is her race?
Human. And she just reaches over and takes Gwenlauren's arm like they've known each other for decades and says, "All right, introduce me to your friends."
So I walk her over to the table and I make introductions. These are my friends. These are the other members of the four.
Yeah. As soon as she finishes changing shape, Athgarr leapt to his feet. Huh. I can't say you look like what I expected. You're all so damn young. Except you. Probably closer to my age. Points at Zorith.
Well, time will take care of those issues as well.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Happens to the best of us. Well, don't... Boy, sit down. Oh. Yes, ma'am. He sits down and takes a rather large drink of his wine.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm gonna say you're the paladin.
That is correct.
Your dress is stunning.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Tasha.
Ah, you're the other bard.
Yes, ma'am. And I reach out and I shake her hand.
Ah. Huh. And, so you're the sorcerer.
Yes.
Interesting. You know, the one thing I haven't heard in any of those stories about all of your exploits. Usually there's mishap stories if you got a sorcerer traveling with you. Haven't heard any of those about you. What's your secret?
I unconsciously rub my dragon scales and I say, it has been a rather long time since I had thought about that. I have a bit of draconic in me now.
A draconic sorcerer. Hasn't been one of those for a really long time.
Yes.
Huh.
Oh.
Well, that would explain it.
Yeah, I haven't I haven't had wild magic in a while.
So, this, not just an affectation.
Show her the wings.
You have wings? Oh, I'd like to see them.
I bet she would.
I blush a little, and I push back my chair, and I walk to a space where they will not be in the way, and I kind of shuffle my shoulders and look around and shake my head, and then I pop them out.
Two things happen simultaneously. There's a hush that falls over the room, and there's the sound of glass breaking. And a quick glance shows that Oloric just knocked a glass off the bar and is staring.
Of course.
Has he not seen them?
Apparently not.
Oh,
Not many people have, you guys.
I know, but kind of thought he had.
And she...
How big are they? Like if I stretch my arms out, do they go past my arms?
Oh, yeah. Like, probably
are we
an
talking,
arm
like-
length again.
I was like, are we talking like wall to wall, or just,
Well,
okay?
if you figure your arms are about 3 feet, they extend another 3 feet past the end of your arms.
Wow.
Yeah.
6 feet on each side wings.
Yep. And the section closest to your body is about 90% of your height.
Oh.
And
Are they
then-
bigger than they were?
Yes.
Okay.
They appear to have grown.
Am I surprised?
A little. You don't remember them being quite that big.
Glad I moved out the way.
And you can fly with those?
I can, yes. I don't often, but I can.
So the stories were true. Huh.
Which stories? I
Couple of few stories that remain from before the Shattering, when there were draconic sorcerers. You talked about them swooping down on, money-colored wings. I always thought that was, some damn alliteration from whoever wrote it, but apparently that's exactly what they look like.
Yes. And is everybody still staring?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of look around, clear my throat, and put them back.
And
Shake off.
there's a very light smattering of applause.
Oh no! She blushes.
That's awesome.
And Zorith, because you're the only one, roll perception.
19.
You also see a few faces plastered to the front window who were looking in, and one of them seems rather excited and goes running off.
Oh, Lord. I just shake my head. And I tell Tasha, you might have some people who listen. And I look at Oloric and I go, you might have a fuller house than normal tonight.
Well, Oloric is still standing behind the bar like this.
Oh, right. I forgot. Right. I tell Tasha she's going to have people probably listening, and then I just look at Oloric and like wave.
And he...
Yeah. Lordy.
Mm-hmm. As smitten as he was before,
Oh no. Oh no.
it just got a little
no.
worse.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I'm gonna go play some music. So,
Unless she needs to be here for this conversation.
yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
I do, but I'm going to be selfish and talk to the rest of them while you sing, because I've heard about your singing, girl.
Okay. So, I go and I start with the dragon song.
Ooh. Oh, that's right. She wrote this one. I've actually heard this in a couple of the other places. But I haven't heard her do it. This is kind of a rare treat. I'm actually glad you suggested this place. Thank you.
Do I need to roll, babe?
Yes. But
Okay.
remember, for this one, it's advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because you wrote this.
It's sure I did.
Yep.
Wait, what's the... Oops. I had up everything except, I don't know, my character.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Right?
I can look it up for you.
No, it's okay. I got it. Maybe.
What do you need? Performance?
Performance,
Plus
yeah.
9.
Okay,
Plus
thank you.
9. Plus advantage, so.
So, 22.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good performance. Yeah. Just makes me remember. Always hear the author play their stuff. It's usually better. Not always, but usually. And this is definitely better. I don't know. Sounds better in a female voice. Probably because it was written by one. And for one. Yeah. So. Tell me a little bit about things you've done that I wouldn't have heard. I want to hear you tell your own stories.
I do start off by saying, I'll look around and I'll say, Tasha actually wrote some new songs about things we had done. Athgarr spent some time in the Dawn, because I can't remember the first word. Strathsman's Dawn before us, took care of some business, and then helped us liberate that town. I don't know if you heard that one.
Yeah, it's true. Not necessarily my finest hour, but I did help overthrow the old regime. Tasha's aunt is now in charge of the city, and that's why it's now called Strathsman's Dawn instead of Strathsman's Run. Oh, right. I think I heard that. So, finally got rid of the old bastard running the town, huh? Met him once. Made me want to clean my shoes off. Afraid of what I might stepped in with him around.
God, I can't remember his name.
Even more so when he allied himself with the Jagravanids.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all.
So
Really? What an idiot. Huh.
He was a blight.
Yeah. He was a prick.
I giggle. And I say, you know. Then I say, he might have got what was coming to him over and over. And then I briefly tell the story quietly, like I lean in and tell it.
Just to be clear, that was unintentionally done.
And I, yeah.
Zorith, roll performance.
Oh. Natural Kraken.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, the only time, thank God. 24.
By the time you're finished, she is cackling.
Well, I mean, it is a funny fucking story. And I do, like, finish it with, I mean, Gwen's right. It was very unintentional, but boy, after the end, it was kind of funny. Funnier than it should have been, probably.
That's amazing.
I guess our enemies should hear the tale so that they know what they face if they cross us.
Yeah.
I laugh and I say that we probably shouldn't make Tasha make that a song.
Yeah.
How many times should you die?
I would definitely leave out the whole "it wasn't on purpose" part.
Oh no, that is not necessarily something people want to hear that we.
Well, given who it was, I think they'd probably enjoy hearing that, you know. Yeah. Let the punishment fit the crime. Yeah. That's perfect.
Maybe we can just make sure that it spreads as a rumor.
Ah. All right.
I've heard tell that those that cross the four meet an untimely death, and then another, and then another, and then another.
Yep, I like it. All right. And she kind of leans in, looks at Aribell, then Zorith, then Gwenlaren, completely ignoring Athgarr. All right. So what's the deal with these two? And points at Gwen and Athgarr. And he starts to clear his throat, and she just goes. And he
It's fairly new.
I kind of got that because he didn't know how to describe it. Which means that he's either still an idiot or it's real new.
I give her the might be the case kind of face, you know.
He's a gentleman and wouldn't want to tell tales that he shouldn't.
I wasn't expecting him to tell me what position you use. I just wanted to know what your relationship was.
we're involved.
In a great many things, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Athgar's just kind of sitting there turning red again.
Gwen and Lord Athgar, of course, grew up together, so sometimes changing from very close friends to something more takes some time to adjust.
Yeah. Or I can just bet him. Sometimes the adjustment's just real quick.
Well, I offered, but he has this sense of morality that has really been getting in the way.
Still?
Isn't that a good thing? I mean, a sense of morality?
Sometimes. Other times I find it just slows shit down.
We have a pretty busy, active life. If that is something that is slowed down, that's probably not a bad idea.
We have been very busy in the last couple of weeks dealing with an occupation and freeing a city and clearing brainwashing, and finally got all that done, and Athgar got the message about his father, so.
Well. Sorry if this hurts your feelings, boy, but I'm not all that broke up about it. I didn't think too much of him. It's like a diamond chip in a pyrite ring. It's pretty, but mostly worthless.
What does Athgar's face do?
He just kind of gets this look like, I should be mad, but I'm not.
Okay.
I always wondered what Tremaine was like before Athgar's mother passed.
Still full of himself. Just a little more understanding. Just a little gentler, a little softer, a little less self-absorbed. I don't remember much. Well, no, you wouldn't. You were young. It's a shame, too. She was a good one. Still miss her. But things happen.
Because nobody knows about the Thwilnu, right? I mean, other than what she said, other than what Aribell said, nobody really knows that.
No.
Nobody outside of Belenamard knows.
Right. Well, obviously,
Tasha's gonna tell the story.
Obviously, there are some people in Airmaw that know.
Right.
Like
those that
Warbender and, the people that are in charge of watching the non-appreciative orcs.
And the people at my estate that I told.
Right.
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 But the general people know.
Yeah. No, this story has not filtered yet.
Tasha that is one of the stories that Tasha's written down, so.
Okay.
So, just tell me when you want me to sing another song.
I mean, you've just been going,
I know, but what I'm saying is, tell me when you want me to sing another song, because I have to roll for each one.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, when the dragon one is over.
Yeah.
Is the dragon one over?
Yeah.
Okay.
It only takes about 4 minutes. Unless you pad it with an instrumental solo or do the chorus again or...
Nah.
I mean, there are ways to make it longer.
Yes, there are, but I don't need to do that. Where the fuck?
Oh, it's anything plus 9.
No. I had a list of the songs and I had to move it so that I could find the password for something that I didn't need. So stupid. So I'm going to start with the Sandy Cove fight.
Okay. All right. You'll have advantage on this too.
Oh, right.
Because these are originals.
Okay. 25.
Okay. When you start playing it, Athgarr kind of peers around to kind of watch you.
And I stop and I say, I've written 5 new songs. This song no one has ever heard before. But the words are all true. And it's about a time that the Four and Athgarr had to fight some dragons. And then I go into the song.
Okay. And Sheven kind of, turned to look over her shoulder as you were talking, and she kind of rises up, turns her chair completely around, turns her back on the table, and sits solely focused on you for this song.
Mm-hmm.
And Athgar's just kind of listening. She makes it sound a bit more glamorous than it was.
I mean, she is a bard.
True.
If she stuck to the facts, it'd be...
Accurate.
I mean, if she... no, I mean, she sticks to the facts, but, like, if she stuck to the nitty-gritty facts, it'd be, short and sweet.
Yes. The dragon came down, set lots of things on fire. Tried to set us on fire. Mm-hmm. We eventually killed it. Mm-hmm. And then the town carved it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which is basically what she's singing about, just fancy.
Sheven goes, shh! Trying to listen. So you finish the song and everybody applauds, including Sheven. Then she flips her chair back around, looks at Athgarr. That actually how it happened? It is an accurate retelling, if somewhat polished. Well, of course it's polished. It's a song. Still aren't much of a musician, are you, boy? No.
He's a fine musician.
He's also got some training in sorcery.
Oh, right. That's how you got out. Ha! Boy, was your daddy pissed.
He can do some things.
Yeah. But how come you don't do more music? Well, I can, but primarily I'm a storyteller and a historian. Aha. Well, let's see how much of a historian you really are. What is it you want to talk to me about? You mean now? Here? Why not? He kind of glances around and is like, all right. as you know, traditionally, when the leader of the city passes away, a decision needs to be made. Whether to hold a clan funeral or a public funeral. She just kind of nods and motions for him to go on. I know that Father held the clan in very high esteem. And I would not want to insult any of our brothers and sisters by not having a clan funeral. However, Father fought alongside Lord Bonethane and others in the Dragon Orc War. Because of that, I am certain that there are leaders from around Aecathan who would wish to pay their respects. So a decision needs to be made. My question to you was, what do you think the response would be from the rest of the elders if we had a clan funeral and then a public funeral?
Do both instead of one or the other? They'll hate it. But here's the good news. We've done it before.
Really?
Yep. You say you're a historian. How much do you know about blood sand?
Well, I've read the accounts.
Don't we know that they've already done it? Because somebody told us that they've done it before.
Nope. I don't believe so.
Yeah, his grandfather or something. Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's right.
We'll listen
Maybe.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, she wouldn't know.
Okay.
Yep. After blood sand, the clan wanted to celebrate the victory, but the people wanted to celebrate the victory too. And it was decided that even though it wasn't tradition, it's in the best interests of sort of the overall morale of everybody involved to have the clan hold their own ceremony with their own rituals, but then to do something public so that everybody else could feel a part of it too.
Do you think that would be a persuasive argument in this case?
Well, makes a certain amount of sense. I mean, you know, we do the clan thing, but we are part of a bigger group. And, you know, the Lord Bonethane, you know, kind of in charge of all of it. And to tell him that he couldn't come pay his respects to his old war buddy, that wouldn't go over very well. So, they're gonna hate it. Until I remind them that we've done it before. That's kind of my job.
And so you think that they'll accept it?
Well, won't give them any choice, will I? They'll accept it or they'll look like damn fools. And I'll tell them they are. 'Cause this makes respectful sense Also makes political sense. And it won't hurt you none.
What do you mean?
If you bring all those other leaders and you're seen interacting with them treating you like equals, it's gonna start to make people think that you are their equal. In which case, why shouldn't you take over?
But I'm not even sure I'm the right person to take over.
Well, maybe not yet, but I think you could be.
I do pipe up and I say, we thought about potentially the leaders not all coming at once, because having all the leaders here at the same time would make it a bit target on our back. But
yeah, I can see that.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be expressed to, I mean, like we would tell the leaders, but not necessarily they wouldn't have to tell their constituents or anything like that. So could be a fairly quiet thing, but
well, yeah, but hey, if it brings out a few more Jagravanans, we can celebrate his death with a lot more death. What about your dragon friends? Couldn't they help?
In general, they don't like to be involved in human or humanoid issues.
Well, that's no good.
But a few of them will be in attendance, and I'm sure if they're attacked, then
they would
practicing self-defense is not an issue.
Oh, well, yep, that'll work.
Do we hear Tasha do a new song? Like,
are you going to do another new one?
Yeah, I'm going to do them all.
Oh, all right.
This next song is about the Battle of Belinamard.
Which nobody knows about.
And I sing the whole song. It's kind of long.
Okay. Tasha, you see that everyone is totally fixed on you, totally paying attention to every word of this song, because they've heard none of this. And you actually see a couple people like grab the person next to them and kind of hold on when you actually start talking about Thwilnu.
Serious business, children.
Even Sheven kind of leans back a little bit and like looks back over her shoulder at Athgarr, and Athgarr just, his eyes widen and he just kind of nods. And she just turns back to listen to the rest of the song. And go ahead and roll performance.
Oh, yeah.
For this one. Also at advantage.
26.
Okay. It's a very affecting tune. There are actually a few tears. And then bright smiles at the end, hearing how it all resolved, and a few gasps. Do you include the whole, Aribell healed the city
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I sure do.
There's a few gasps at that.
I punch her in the shoulder. Not hard, just like chop.
Aribell is the shit. That's right, people. Better recognize.
When the song ends, again, Sheven turns back around.
So that's where you were.
That's where we were.
Yes.
Have to say, I hope those stories were just stories.
No.
I'm afraid not.
But you beat them.
Well, we beat that group.
There's more?
There's a whole island.
Do you remember Thoth Toksun?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's on the to-do list somewhere down the line. I don't think we're quite ready for that yet.
I'd say not. You don't have an army in your pocket, do you?
Not yet. But we're working on it.
We have a lot of allies.
You're gonna need them.
At this point, more people have started to wander in. But there's an older gentleman and his wife, probably 50s, late 50s. They walk in and they see Athgarr sitting at the table. And they walk over slowly and sort of tentatively approach the table. Athgarr kind of looks over and they both drop to their knee. And the gentleman expresses his sorrow for Athgar's loss and their gratitude for everything that Lord Tremaine did for the city, and their hopes that in the afterlife he receives a glorious reward. And Athgar's just kind of listening and reaches out, and he stands up and reaches out and pulls both of them to their feet and extends his hand to the man, who kind of looks at him like, really? And just kind of tentatively puts his hand out, and Athgarr shakes his hand and puts his other hand over him and says, "Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate all that you've said." And the guy kind of looks a little like, this is not what I expected, and just kind of nods his head, and he and his probably wife turn and go sit at a table. And Athgarr turns around and sits back down, and Sheven is just kind of looking at him like,
that was different.
I am not my father.
Yep, that's becoming pretty clear. You're gonna hate that too.
Did you ever hear the story of how I came to be part of the Four?
Nope, can't say I did.
This next song is about how we met Gwen.
Timing.
Yeah.
It's all about timing.
You set that up ahead of time, didn't you?
I rolled a 29.
Oh, shit.
Well, Sheven pivots her chair around again and just kind of sits there, and this time her toes tapping along with the song.
Yeah, this one is a fast-paced song.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Yeah.
You finish, and there's louder applause because there's more people there now and still more people coming in. Sheven turns back around.
I think I figured out what your relationship is now.
Oh?
Well,
Do tell.
I was just...
Yeah. You were just. Didn't realize what you were doing at the time, did you? No, you didn't. 'Cause you're dumb.
He's not.
Well,
he's loyal.
He's hint dumb.
I nod.
Athgar's grown up a lot for the last couple of years.
I kind of lean into her and I say, he's not the only one. I'm not very good at those kind of signs. Speaking of which...
You do know that the cute blue man's just staring holes in you.
I do, and I was going to ask what Oloric has been doing this whole time.
He's been... He sort of roused himself to get back to, drinks and serving food. There are more people that came in, but he's doing a lot of it kind of, walking sideways, staring at you while he moves.
Okay. Yeah, it took me a while to... I still haven't defined what that is either.
Well, I don't know what it is from your end. I can tell you what it is from his. He wants to put you on that bar.
Turn bright red.
I love this woman. I love her.
Yeah. He wants to take you home.
This next song is about our early days when we first fought the evil woman Park.
And Athgarr kind of goes...
28.
This was a moment.
If it wasn't for you, Athgarr, there wouldn't even be a 4.
It's true.
You would have prevailed without me. You just prevailed a little quicker with my help.
No, we were down, and you may not understand because you got there and helped us, but we were suffering.
Zori would have died if you hadn't shown up when you did.
And if you hadn't bucked tradition and your father's wishes to rescue me, I never would have been a part of this group.
Well,
I would have died in that camp.
I wasn't going to let that happen.
Because of who you are.
Because you were really my only friend.
And yet, no one else would have done what you did. Clearly, no one else did what you did.
No one else owed you like I did.
You owed me nothing. You could have just followed your father's orders, saved yourself a lot of trouble.
Yes, but I know how Father felt about you, and it was unfair, and it was unjust. And I should have spoken up earlier than I did.
But he wasn't just your father. He was also in charge. That's a lot to ask of anyone. And that's why no one else came looking for me either.
Yep, like I said, pretty but mostly worthless.
Who?
Tremaine.
Ah.
Oh, I was going to say that too. I was like...
Just because you reminded him of my sister. He treated you like he did. And most of the other clan elders went along with it because he convinced them that you were bad.
I'm well aware.
Yeah. You didn't have it easy.
I did not.
You didn't deserve what you got.
I agree. But this one looked out for me when no one else did. And because of that, I was able to rise above where I began and join this lot and accomplish the things that we have.
I may have helped giving you the opportunity, but you became a full member of the Four all on your own merits. I was just along to watch.
That's not how I would describe it.
This last song that I've written in the last couple of days is about liberating my hometown.
You told me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make your roll.
Bandicoot. Okay.
26.
All right.
Should have her do one more verse. Add in the whole alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead.
I think we'll save that for
Special occasions.
We'll give her that feedback.
That's funny. So, is that the same park from the last song?
Yes, ma'am.
We were really glad that she's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, we fought her 3 or 4 times.
And Yasef was dumb enough to actually trust her.
He was.
Oh, glad he's dead too.
We all are.
And you know, Athgarr was rewarded for all of his efforts there. Weren't you, Athgarr?
I suppose.
By Lord Bonethane.
What?
Bonethane gave him a medal.
Not just a medal. Tell her.
He just kind of reaches into his tunic and into a pocket and just pulls out the medal and lays it on the table.
Carries it with him.
Didn't think you should bring that up?
Athgar's very humble.
Yeah. You know something, boy? There's humble, and then there's dumb.
He's not dumb.
There are times to be humble. And then there are times when you gotta shout from the rooftops that you deserve a little bit more respect.
So you can imagine Tremaine might have been a little jealous about that one. And
You know that he knew. Lord Tremaine knew.
it was just never announced.
Ha! That must have burned his ass. Well, now I see why you didn't say anything about it.
Well, that and they made me a noble. So,
Really?
all in all, it was a rough time for Lord Tremaine.
So, you're a lady?
Sorta.
When the occasion merits it.
She is. She's a lady. Right?
Yes, she
Yes.
is. She is.
Yeah.
She's a lady.
With quite the
Yeah,
estate in Airmont.
She has a title.
Countess.
Yes,
Mhm.
Countess.
All right. You know what?
Oh.
Hmm.
And we traveled with a god.
True. The god of mischief.
I
No,
consider him to be a
it's-
friend.
It's true, although we didn't realize that at the time.
No, we didn't.
He
because,
was
you
this
know.
strange little gnome
Gnome.
warlock named
You taught Gwen to swim.
Sakuthos.
He still visits us from time to time.
Whether we want him to or not.
Pastas.
He is very fond of Gwen.
Okay.
See, part of it is if you tell too many people, it sounds
Highfalutin.
braggadocious, which is really not us.
Well,
I mean, we jokingly say that we're kind of a big deal, but never in like a serious way.
No.
It just seems a little. We'd rather just let our actions speak for what we do than.
well, you
But
certainly
also-
have done that.
We're kind of a big deal.
I'm getting that.
But it has to be said with a laugh, Gwen, because otherwise it sounds. There you go. I like the wink.
We've done some stuff.
And
She just kind of turns and looks at Athgarr.
We couldn't have done it without him.
If it wasn't for Athgarr, we wouldn't have been able to save the dragons. Because we wouldn't have had Zori. So none of that would have worked.
it's
And she's still just staring at him.
hard to imagine traveling without him, but this is where he's supposed to be.
He has to adult now. Sorry.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay to What?
All of it. I'll talk to the rest of the elders. Tell them your plan. You go ahead and get started. And, you too. Okay.
Us too.
Well, if you're gonna be Lord, you need a lady. Okay.
We're not quite at that point yet.
Yeah, you'll get there. I got a way of knowing these things. You'll get there. It's good balance there.
Now Gwen is blushing.
Oh gods. You
What?
made her blush.
Good. You shouldn't be the only one.
Usually the other way.
Probably. All right. Well, I guess I better go get the messengers running. I'll bring them all together tomorrow morning. Talk to them over breakfast. Get them while they're still sleepy. You go ahead. Start making your arrangements. Send out your messages, figure out your dates. And, I'll send runners to the other clans. Just letting them know about the public ceremony and the possibility that we might have some uninvited guests that we can carve up.
I like the way you think.
That makes two of us. I like the way I think, too.
It's very nice to meet you.
It was a real hoot meeting all of you. It's nice when the stories don't lie.
Well, you know, I try to keep our stories accurate.
Yeah. Keep right on telling them and sing those songs in more places. Get them out
Oh,
there.
of course. That was the whole point.
Tasha?
I huff and I basically say, we've been pretty busy.
Tasha, perhaps
Yes.
perhaps you could write a song about Lord Tremaine for the public funeral.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
Well, if you need background, Athgarr will tell you where I live. Come find me. I'll help you.
Fantastic. I will take you up on that. Thank you
Happy to help.
for everything.
I didn't do anything.
I have a feeling you could do pretty much anything you put your mind to.
So far.
All of us kind of want to be you when we grow up.
Well, now you flattered an old woman. All right. Oh. Looks like you got more people want to come and talk to you, boy. So, I get out of your hair. Pleasure meeting all of you.
Pleasure was ours.
Bring them
It
wings.
was.
Bring them wings out for your man more. He seemed to really like it.
I blush.
And she stands up and slowly shrinks down into a raven and leaps into the air and flies out the door.
That's awesome. Great exit.
I had no idea that she was your great aunt or that she was so cool.
As I said, we don't really do the family connections. It's all clan.
Well, it might have also been. Doesn't sound like she likes your dad all that much.
We have that in common.
But she has, obviously. Maybe she hasn't been the most encouraging, but she does love you. And now she's starting to respect you.
That will take a long time to process.
That's why I said it, so you can start thinking about it.
But now is also not the time for humility. I know it pains you, but you need to at least acknowledge publicly the things that you've done. You don't have to embellish, but you do need to own it.
I'm going to go back to playing. So I'm going to play the set again because there are people that missed the first set.
Okay.
We have arrangements to make.
And there's now a bit of a line of people waiting to come and talk to Athgarr.
That's good.
Express their condolences.
Does Oloric need help?
He's hopping.
And go help.
Yeah, I'm gonna go help too.
Let Gwen and Athgarr do their thing.
Okay. So the people come over, and again, they come up and kneel. And after they're done expressing their condolences and their best wishes, Athgarr pulls them to their feet and shakes their hands and thanks them and sends them on their way. And other people in the room begin to notice this, and there's some conversation. Gwen, go ahead and roll perception.
That would be a 31.
Nice.
Ooh. Athgarr is focused solely on the people that are coming to talk to him, and he's, paying very strict, respectful attention when they're talking to him. You, on the other hand, notice that there's an interesting reaction from some of the patrons that are just there for dinner and drinks. They're reacting with surprise, but they seem to be pleased that he is not responding as a nobleman. He's responding as an adventurer. He's responding to these, normal people from the Outer Enclave as if they were his equals. And that's something that clearly is taking some people by surprise.
I take note of that and think that I will comment to him about it when we are alone.
Aribell and Zorith, you notice a familiar figure entering the Wrath. Wiggy.
I was wondering where he was.
With Jalea. And Wiggy kind of stops and kind of looks at the line and looks at Athgarr and then sees Tasha performing and kind of cocks his head and then leans over and says something to Jalea, and she kind of cocks her head again and looks at him and goes, nods, and he's like, you see him say, "Wow." And he steps to the back of the line.
Go over to him while he's in line.
Hey!
Give him a hug. Give Jalea a hug.
We didn't even know you was back.
It was sudden, as you can imagine.
Well, yeah. I mean, not completely sudden. I mean, I knew that he was doing poorly, but when they moved him to the temple, that was when I says to Jalea, this is it. This is going to be the end, and, has somebody told Athgarr? So, I'm guessing he knows.
He was with him.
Ah. Good. That's going to make a lot of people feel a little better about all of this. Because everybody kind of knows that they didn't get along so well.
It'll mean a lot to Athgarr to see you.
Yeah. What's the line for?
To see Athgarr.
Well, I get that, but... Whoa. People are kneeling to him? Well, okay, yeah. I guess. Yeah, okay. Do I have to kneel?
Do what your heart tells you. He won't let you kneel for long if you chose to do so.
Oh, yeah. I see that. Oh. Ha! Look at the surprise. Yeah. This is going to be really different. And I think different in a good way.
I have a feeling we'll be here for a while.
Well, that'll be nice. It's been quite a while since I seen you guys.
We have a lot to catch up on when we have time. I should run these drinks.
All right, yeah. Well, we're going to wait in line, and Tasha's doing new stuff.
5 new songs.
Holy crap. Well, I'm going to shut up and listen.
First time for everything. She kisses him on the cheek and goes back to tables.
All right. So, over the next, half hour or so, the line moves, and Wiggy ends up making it up to the front of the line and walks over and stands there kind of like not quite sure what to do, and Athgarr just reaches out and hugs him. And then bows to Jalea and takes her hand, and they chat for a little bit, and then Wiggy and Jalea head back to the bar, and Athgarr continues to talk to people. At one point when you and Aribell are both at the bar, Oloric kind of leans over. How will we know when this is over? This is unexpected. Do I... Maybe I should ask Gwen to ask Athgarr. How long does he want to do this?
I think he'll do it till they stop coming.
We may be here until well after dawn. The people who have already seen him are no doubt spreading the word not only that he is here, but of how he is greeting them. And so there will be people who want to express their condolences, but there will be people who want to experience this just to see if it's true.
I think unless he looks like he can't take it anymore, we should let it happen.
I think I will ask Gwen to let him know that he need only indicate to me that he is ready to call a halt to this for the evening, and I will announce last call. Excuse me. And he goes walking over and sits down at the table with Gwen.
I apologize for somewhat taking over your tavern tonight.
This is not your doing. This is the people and the members of the Outer Enclave wishing to express their condolences. It is somewhat remarkable, but
it's
I don't
amazing.
think that they've ever had the opportunity to actually come and speak to the heir apparent. This sort of thing is usually done at the Blue Spider, and so they don't have the opportunity. That he is here will speak volumes. And then
he's going to be a different kind of leader.
And then the surprise on their faces when he pulls them to their feet and shakes their hand and speaks to them as a grateful man and not a nobleman. I was telling Zorith and Aribell, this could go on past dawn. I expect at some point he will be tired.
I am sure he's exhausted.
Please let him know when he is reaching his end, he need only gesture for me to come over and ask me for a glass of water. I will provide him the water, and then I will announce last call.
I will make sure he knows. So I will move my way through the throng toward Athgarr.
Okay.
And sort of whisper in his ear and say, if you're as exhausted as I suspect you are, you have only to ask for a glass of water, and Oloric will close the bar for the night.
Would you let him know that I could use that glass of water now?
I will. And so I go over and let Oloric know.
And he pulls out an earthenware pitcher and pours a glass of sparkling clear water and hands it to you. And
I bring it to Athgarr.
Goes over and strikes a chime on the wall 3 times. And then looks around the room to see what hands are raised, and then goes to take orders.
I bring Athgarr the drink.
Thank you.
If you need to end things sooner, I can make an excuse.
No. This is important to them. So, if you would perhaps have someone close the doors and put the closed sign up, I will greet whoever is in line.
I'll do it myself.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you.
We'll talk later.
I head for the door.
Okay. It takes about another 45 minutes or so, but Athgarr finishes talking to everyone who's waiting. And Oloric comes over and brings him a glass of wine after the last person and kind of just claps him on the shoulder and says something, and you see Athgarr just kind of flush a little, and then he looks back up and claps Oloric on the shoulder, and they just kind of stand there for a second, and then Oloric goes off to start clearing some more tables. He comes over and sits back down at the table where everyone was originally.
Have all the people left?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
There's like one table that's still nursing drinks, but Oloric is paying quite a bit of attention to them, so they're starting to get the hint. I just don't understand why Father looked down on the people in the Outer Enclave. They were all so kind and so respectful, and he didn't consider them at all.
He didn't know them at all.
So, do you think it's possible that at some point your father started to believe his own hype?
Definitely.
When you believe your own hype, it's easy to forget that people are people.
It's not just him. I mean, it's everybody in the Inner Enclave, right? I mean, when we first got here, you'd never been in here.
Well, not everyone, but it is tradition.
Right.
And you know how the clans cling to their traditions.
But they didn't know him like they know you. The Outer Enclave people, I mean. They've seen you enough times, and I mean, if he had been in this room, they never would have come up to him like they did you. They believe in you.
You hang out with 4 foreigners.
Well, 3 foreigners.
No, 4.
Yeah.
And one of my good friends is a tiefling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Oloric and Wiggy and Hugh and Sarah. Right. I mean, Chilia, everyone who's interacted with you tells people good things about you. It'll be a very different edge when you're in charge.
Well, we'll see. If I'm in charge. And if I'm allowed to make any changes.
Well, that's the thing. When you're in charge and you have an elder who backs you, and you have Oloric who backs you, and you have Aerolacus who backs you.
And these 4 hot women who are kind of a big deal.
you might be able to make some changes. And I mean, it might be slow, but it'll happen.
At some point, after all of the next few weeks are over, we're all going to have to sit down and talk about what's next.
Yeah. We have lists of things to do.
Yes, but what that looks like now is
slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen will need to be here with you more. You're going to have to be here
more.
All of the time.
Well, most of the time.
That is why traditionally the Lord has a seneschal. And Aerolacus is trusted by the people of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to depart periodically to continue to assist the 4 with Aerolacus in charge.
Yes, but not all of the time, and
is dangerous sometimes to be with us.
Yeah.
It's dangerous to be with us all the time.
Right. I mean, you will have a whole city depending on you.
Yes.
You will have to, yeah.
Fortunately, with the clan structure, the clans handle much of their bureaucracy.
But with all the changes coming, you're going to have to be here for a while. And we have orcs to train, and I think we'll all be here for a while.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
But that's probably a conversation for another day.
We should all get some rest. You especially. I know you haven't slept.
Are you going home or to the 4 home?
I think I'm going to go home.
That's wise. We will walk you.
Well, Gwen going to stay with you, I presume?
I don't know. Are you going to stay?
Sure. I can do that.
We'll see you in the morning.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Are you cooking breakfast, Aribell?
I can if you want. And we can talk about what we need to get started.
Well, if you're cooking, I guarantee I'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can invite Aerolacus and Sten and talk about what we need to do next.
And I can go get pastries.
All right. So we'll see you in the morning.
In the morning.
Get some rest.
All right.
Before we leave, I go over to Oloric. And I hug him. And I say, I was a little put off by the kiss because I don't know anything about that. But if we continue to take it slowly, I will go fuck you. You're literally not there. I would be okay with kissing. And I kiss him on the lips.
And as you do, he brings a hand up just to sort of touch your face. And he, as you break the kiss, he says, "Your wings are magnificent. I've never seen anything so beautiful."
Oh, thank you. I'm still getting used to them.
Do they actually allow you to take flight?
They do. I'm getting better at it. They were awkward at first. It takes like a little different kind of balance, but
I can only imagine. But if you ever feel like taking a passenger, I've never flown.
I don't know how that would work. I haven't really passengered it yet, but
well, perhaps
you're willing to fall.
Perhaps sometime in the future. And I tumble reasonably well.
Okay.
Well, it was lovely seeing you.
We might be sticking around a little bit more for a while, because we've got some things going on. Oh, remind me to tell you. Tasha, does your song include the orcs, or was that kind of left out because we're not quite sure where we're going
of
with
the
that?
Belinimard song?
Yeah, I think I left that out.
I would.
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell him, you'll have to catch up with us when it's not so busy, but you may not be the only strange person. Not strange. I don't say strange.
Unusual?
Yeah, I'll say unusual personage this south of the world. You'll have to catch up.
Look forward to hearing that. That sounds intriguing.
How much later is it than normal that we're closing, or is it early?
It's a little early, but it's the middle of the week, so...
Okay.
It's like about 11.
Okay, yeah. We'll oh. And is that table gone?
Yeah.
I say, can we invite Oloric for breakfast? I figured we could, but I figured...
If he's not having to be here.
Yeah, if you're not too tired. Or having to be here. What time do you open in the morning? Is Cook here? I'm just like rambling now.
She will be. And we can simply do a fend for yourself breakfast. There's only a few guests.
Okay. Well, you're invited for breakfast.
I would be happy to join you. Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome.
Well, then I will see you in the morning.
Yes.
As you leave the Wrath and head to walk Athgarr and Gwen back to Athgar's place, there are a few people on the streets, and they acknowledge you, and a couple of the braver ones actually wave and call out condolences to Athgarr, and he acknowledges them and thanks them, and I think I will be happier when this is over.
It won't always be this demanding.
I don't mind being greeted. I don't mind speaking with them, but every condolence is a reminder. And it's still very raw.
Understandably so. It'll take some getting used to. But it won't always be like this.
He reaches out and takes your hand as you're walking and says, "I'm grateful you're here."
Where else would I be?
Off saving the world.
Oh, there's plenty of world to save right here.
As you all reach Athgar's apartment and say your goodnights, that's where we'll stop. We'll pick this up next time at breakfast. So, thank you very much for joining us, for giving us your attention. We really do appreciate it. And hope you'll join us next time and let us welcome you back once more to the lands of Aecathan. Good night, everybody.